speak.
Saturday.
Yep. Quote round.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Saturday.
And you're live.
Hello. It's a Be Life podcast here on PodcastDetroit.com. It's the lovely Nakia and Angel.
Hello.
And then we have some special guests from one of our other podcast show, the Sneaker Box.
Sneaker Box.
Sorry.
That was the
I was thinking of Outkast, right? Sneaker Box.
Is my mic on?
And can you introduce yourselves, gentlemen?
I don't think my mic is on, is it?
I can hear you.
Unfortunately,
Okay, cool.
The Sneaker Box, and
Yes.
they talk about everything but sneakers.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
basically.
Yes, it is. The title just meant to throw people off.
I like it because
Yes.
I was like, oh, okay, when them 12s coming out.
Because we can, that's how we get our listeners. Like,
What 12s?
We trick them into listening to our show. Like,
I
I'm
don't
listening to
know.
the sneaker show. And
I
there's
don't know.
no sneakers
I'm
in.
just making up stuff. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I is African Caesar, but I'll go by Caesar for this show. And then
the
Gino.
African Caesar, but
It ain't the African. Damn it. It's not the
Gino
African Caesar.
Gino here.
Gino.
Oh, he's the what is you
The contrarian.
CFO of
No,
Pepsi?
I'm the contrarian of the show.
CFO of Pepsi.
Not the CFO of Pepsi.
Okay. Okay, he's being modest right now, but
I burnt the books already.
the books.
You could catch them every Thursday from 7 to 9 right here on Podcast Detroit. And I'm sure other platforms as well, right?
Yes, ma'am. iTunes, Google Podcasts.
Google Podcasts.
What else?
Everywhere fine podcasts are
Everywhere.
sold. That's
SneakerBarDetroit.com.
That's right.
That's still a thing.
Really?
And you might be able to
I know,
catch-
right? Like that.
Like they're gonna start carrying her podcast? Like don't do that.
No, I'm saying
Don't-
our show.
Our show. But don't do that.
Right.
Don't
I'm actually surprised we're still on there, but that's
That's what I was gonna say. Like, is the next episode even gonna be on there?
I thought
because last time I checked, they weren't paying your bills.
I lit the torch. I lit the torch. I dropped it on the bridge and I walked away. I thought the bridge was burnt, but apparently people can still cross it. So
Oh, my goodness. Well, you can possibly find me on their show as well soon.
yes, coming soon. What about you, Angel? You joining us?
I'll check it out.
All right, bet. All
You
right.
guys join the podcast.
That was the most reluctant. Like, yeah, yes.
Maybe.
I mean,
check it out.
If I have to,
I got some free time, but yeah.
Exactly. But don't
I'll
quote
be
me.
there.
I don't know. So this Thursday, we are just talking about life transitions, just keeping it a little adult-like up in here, I feel like, every 5 years, everybody transitions in their life in some kind of way versus if it's their career, family, relationships, friendships, whatever.
I've had this talk a number of times with friends recently where, like, if you still, like, you should assume that every 10 years, your entire core circle will change. And if not, you're probably doing something wrong.
Like every
Right.
10 months our show changes. So
No, it's like seriously, every
most
10
part.
years, like seriously, your inner crew, your core should change every 10 years. And if that's not a true cycle, you're probably not evolving.
I will say
Yeah.
this. Somebody always told me something, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. And if you're the smartest person in your group, you need to find a new group.
Yep.
And I
Well,
like
that
that.
makes
That's-
sense.
That's why.
No,
so that
for real.
that goes into the whole
real.
evolving thing because as you grow older, you evolve, priorities change, and
Right.
so
Yep.
And then how do, Dave, maybe you can answer his. I don't know if you guys been in any serious, long-lasting relationships that maybe
Nope, never.
last over 5 or 10 years.
never.
But if
Dave.
even just thinking of the relationship,
Been
you might-
married twice. They've both been terrible.
Right, 3 divorces,
Right.
10 children. I don't know what you're talking about.
Just like when you transition, or maybe somebody, parents, friends, auntie, uncles. It's like maybe you've changed, you've evolved over the course of 5-7 years, and your partner really hasn't. Then it's like, how do you transition in that relationship? Because now it's like, why are you acting different now? You want to try to...
People outgrow each other, and that's why I've said this so much in the past 10 years of my life. Like, marriage should be a lease, not a buy. And that's what I don't think people understand. Like, you are going to change so much in 3 to 5 years that you can't make a lifetime commitment with somebody that you're not really in that with.
Well, Okay, so this is what I would say though. 'Cause I think the way people go
Says
into
the
marriage,
guy who just got divorced.
Well, no. Well, I can speak from experience. No.
No.
So I would say this: the way people go into marriage now, they do not like. It's kind of like I like you for
Because
like,
that's the
5
difference.
months,
That's
you
the
know.
delta.
And I think, and I don't think there's enough real conversations. One, I would say this: I'll tell anybody before they get married, y'all should live together because this whole wait until you get married to live together, because that's when you really find out
Who does that?
Right.
It's
I don't know who does
a lot of
that.
a lot
a
of people who are
lot
like
of weird
deeply-
people out
A
here.
lot of deeply religious people, like they can't live together like that.
No,
before they get
seriously, who
married.
does that?
A lot of people. A lot of people.
Well,
And I took
I know, like you said, maybe religious people.
Like, I
but
need to know
only
if she
seen that on
squeezes the
TV.
toothpaste tube from the middle.
I'm telling you, because
Like I like that's that's a deal breaker.
Or if she doesn't close the toothpaste cap.
No, it doesn't put the cap back on. No,
I hate this.
gone.
yes.
What
Little
is that?
things like
Who
that.
does
So,
that? Who does that?
But no, I think the way people go into marriage nowadays sets them up for failure because they didn't go into it wanting to know what this person is really like. Like, I like you enough to go on some dates on the weekend for like 5 months straight, so let's get married type shit. And my bad, I didn't mean to cuss on your podcast. But
That's fine.
but it's
Dave will edit it.
yeah. More work for Dave.
No, you won't.
But and I think people like the older generations, I think they put more emphasis on that stuff, and they have more of a commitment to the relationship than we have now. And I do think we look at marriage as like this frivolous thing where it's like I like you in the moment, so I'm gonna get married, and then as soon as I'm like not happy for a nice stretch, then I'm not gonna put work into fixing it.
Right.
I'm just gonna dip. So I do think there is another side to that. But I agree, marriage is
Okay.
always.
But I want to give just a special shout out. I don't know if they're listening, but my close friends, Naaman and May Stanford, they've been going on 15 years. And this actually is going to be, I think, the end of this month sometime, a couple days from now, is their anniversary.
Dude,
And they've been together.
I got
since
friends that
out
are
of
going
high
on
school.
20, 30 years.
And that's what I'm like, it's
And,
possible.
and that's awesome. And more power to, like I'm not saying that's not a real thing. But for most people, I don't think that's where they live. And I don't think that's what they're looking for. And I don't think that's the space they're comfortable with.
Now, I think those certain relationships we talk about, I think those people probably really do love each other because they're willing. I'm sure it hasn't been, daisies the whole time. So I'm sure they went through the little struggle moments, but they were willing to say, you know what, I still love you enough to stay with you. It's not worth our friendship or our bond. And that's why, I don't know.
Oh my God, you couldn't find my farm-grown cucumbers at the farmer's market, but I'll get past that circle with you, and we'll still get married.
No, I just think I just think though too.
like, no.
I just feel like this generation's attention span to things too.
Yeah.
I was
It's
gonna say,
like-
I think that's what
It's
got a lot to do with the attention span. Everything's too quick.
Like people lose interest way quickly. And
Yeah.
it's way quickly. Quicker.
Way too quickly.
Yes. I know I was missing something in there.
A little bit, a little something.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like an old soul, so it's like okay, like
You are.
I am. Yeah. I feel like Forrest Gump. Like he looked like 20 lifetimes in one movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. Like,
So that's what I feel like. But anyway.
but you know what? Yeah, I don't know. Now, so moving on from that, even jobs or careers. You went to college and you thought you wanted to be, in business administration, whatever, or nurse, whatever the case is. Then you there, and it's like, this is my bread and butter, but how do I get out of it? Because I hate it.
But again, I think it's
I feel
people.
like that's the story of my life.
But I think attention spans have a lot to do with that too, though, because I feel like you see people around you doing things that maybe you want to do. They're doing it a lot faster than you, and you're like, well, damn, how can I get to that point? We're the same age, and they're already 3 steps ahead of me. All right, I got to figure out what I need to do next.
Yeah.
Instead of putting the time in and saying, okay, it's not a sprint.
So and that's the sad part is are they 3 steps ahead on a dead end path.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Like that's the struggle that people don't understand.
So before you became CFO of Pepsi, like
Wow.
what was your journey?
I mean, well, keeping it real, I bounced around. I worked at every single shoe store, like every shoe company. I bounced around from each of them.
I have
Always.
yet to benefit from that. But the point is, like,
You did. You met me.
Well, yeah, that's not a benefit.
That is a benefit.
Who uses that as a benefit? I got to meet you. The honor of meeting you is a benefit.
Hold up. I knew of you.
this shirt.
Right? Like,
I knew of you when I worked at the Villa, and then I met you when I was at Puffer Reds. And I thought we had, Puffer Reds was gonna do something for the podcast or whatever.
well, we all did.
That lasted for what, 2 episodes? Yeah. So, but no, I bounced around from shoe store to shoe store, promised different things, told, hey, I can make this much money here, didn't make it, went elsewhere. Now I'm at Pepsi.
So
I'm
when
stuck.
did you start that?
Is
career
Pepsi
path?
okay?
No, Pepsi's cool. Pepsi pays the bills. And I like to pay. Way more than what I was making before.
And that house in that gated community ain't gonna pay for itself.
Wow.
Look.
So what about just in your lives then? Because, at 20, you were just probably carefree. I don't know, let's go hang out. 25, maybe a little more tone.
So that's why I say I'm an old soul, because I was just so focused.
All the ways.
And I was broke too. Like, I mean, when you hungry and you don't have no money, like, yo, like that is the
We can't
biggest.
tell if you was hungry.
That was the biggest motivator.
Wow.
Ooh, man. There's a mama joke there somewhere. But no, like that was the biggest motivator for me. So it's like I didn't have the luxury of like being like, okay, I'm just
There's
gonna float around.
so much Mortal Kombat going on right
It
now.
is. I'm
Right?
telling you.
Finish.
Somebody's tires getting slashed after the show. But no, like I didn't have that luxury of being like, okay, I'm gonna like just float through life through my 20s, because it was like, yo, I got bills to pay.
Right.
So like we lost our house and everything. So it was like, all right, well, I got to make these moves. Like I worked at a women's. I told the story last week. I worked at a women's clothing store for like 2 years.
Really?
The Avenue. So what
I
even like the
remember
cute women's clothing stores, like these morbidly obese women?
The big girls. Shout out to the big girls.
Nah.
Apparently no
Wow.
shout outs. No, apparently none.
They got the worst attitudes. Like,
They need loving too, but not from you.
if you're going,
Exactly.
especially not for me. No, like I just got a rule of thumb. If you are going to be,
I'm just gonna point out you're on video right now saying that. I'm just
where's
saying.
the camera? If
It's
you are
right
going
here.
to be,
right here.
where?
This one.
Okay, if you are going to be that unattractive on the outside, please make
Can
it
you
a
zoom
point.
in on them?
Please make it a point. Please make it a point to be attractive on the inside. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, just don't make it easy for me to.
All big girls are not unattractive.
No, it's some cute big girls.
I
No,
second
there's
that.
No, there's some cute big girls.
I
but
feel
once you
like
get to 600
there are
pounds, all that
some
goes out
that
the
don't
window.
understand what that second B is supposed to mean.
The BB.
There's BBW, and
just think they-
that second B is supposed to mean beautiful.
They just beat up this.
They're just B-dubs.
I'm just saying, it depends.
Which means chicken
wings.
wings.
Beautiful,
Big boneless.
Big
Listen.
boneless.
big boneless. To me, it really comes down to the number in front of those 2 zeros. Like, if it's 5 or 6 or anything like that, then I'll be talking about a fetish, and that's something totally different.
That is sick.
It is.
That's all. Have you ever tried watching the 600
Welcome to the
Pound
third
Life?
hour of the Snicker Box, by the way.
I actually haven't. I seen this one guy, and I'm just it's just replaying in my mind. Like
See, I corrupted her already.
he grabbed like one wipe, and used a cane to try to wipe his butt.
Wait,
And then the wipe fell off. I swear.
was you in the stall with him? Like
This was on
Right, that's the
TV.
first question I had.
He said, "Have you ever watched my 600
oh,
pound
okay.
life?"
I missed
Oh,
I
that.
okay.
said yes, and just so happened that was the episode I watched, and I just couldn't believe somebody would try to use one wipe, and you're 600 pounds. You're using one little wipe, and you're using a cane. How are you gonna wipe
Lucky,
your butt with a
Dave.
cane?
lucky he didn't get stuck.
Dave, I feel like me and Gino came in here like viruses and just corrupted this show. Like 20 minutes into the show, we got her talking about some dude wiping his ass with a stick.
It reminded me of that one episode of The Simpsons when Bart.
See, here we
did
go.
that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to feel.
This is the
I'm trying to-
de-evolution of the show.
I'm trying to figure out where my adult loyalties lie, because like you guys have been running longer, but like she's got a stronger premonition and a stronger.
First of all, what does premonition mean? Somebody Google that real quick. I think I know what it means.
We don't have
Like
to-
foresight?
Never seen that,
You don't have
that
to Google
movie
her.
before?
Yeah.
No, what is?
That
So is
was
it
my
like?
movie.
Was it like foresight or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like really.
Oh damn, we ain't got no foresight. You trying to say we stupid?
Well,
Ain't got no foresight.
where'd you graduate high school?
Damn.
From?
All
Where'd you-
right, on that note,
Where'd you graduate high school from?
Lutheranese.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't say DPS. So
No,
Yeah.
but shout out to all the students that went there though.
To DPS.
Yeah. Overcame the obstacles.
what you trying to say?
I ain't trying to say
I'm
nothing.
here.
I think it was inferred.
Because we got some very successful people that came out of DPS.
That's right.
Yes, back when DPS was actually a good school system, but you know.
Even now. Big Sean just came out recently.
Hey,
Success
raps.
story for the millennium.
That's raps. School had nothing.
You know,
to do
me
with
and him actually we rode the bus together when we was in high school.
that. No, you didn't. Shut
No,
up.
I
Really?
swear
the
we
city
did.
bus?
Yeah, because we used to catch the Hamilton bus.
You
'Cause
went
he
to
was-
Cass too?
For a year.
You're such a liar.
No, I'm serious.
No, I don't. No,
Just
not
let
at
it
all.
This is facts. No, so what we would do, we would ride the bus.
Just like Trick was out there earlier.
That was track.
Okay, somebody getting it here right here.
No, we rode the bus. He would come on the bus. He'd be like, "Yo, Gene," and he'd pull out his notebook. I pull out my notebook, and we battle.
Okay, we got a song.
We would. I wish I had somebody to validate
somebody
the story.
knows Big Sean. Please reach out. To
Was
us.
you on the Hamilton bus?
Yes,
Sean,
I
Sean,
wanna get
though,
down.
Big Sean,
he was on
hashtag
the,
Big
he,
Sean.
he was on the Hamilton bus.
You battled Big Sean.
It wasn't necessarily a battle because we was cool, so
Y'all
we would
was-
like compare raps. Seriously,
Oh,
I swear.
on the
You
bus.
still right?
I can't wait the
No,
next show.
I've been stopped
No.
doing that.
Hell yeah, he's actually doing it for a
Come
living.
on,
We
hell
were
yeah.
dueling on the front house lawn.
Yeah,
we
like,
were
get the f-
we were just comparing bullet shots.
Man, get out of here. Nah,
You're a hater.
I can't wait for next week's show.
Wait for it.
I can't wait, man.
Come
I'm
on.
putting
You
this in
know
my
what?
notes.
And apparently Adrian's going to be involved, so good
That's
luck
right.
with that.
Oh, man, I can't wait for this.
You know what?
You gotta
I'm
make
gonna
a
give you the
note.
benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna say that could have happened because
That's
it's
'cause she don't know
possible.
you.
Should you?
She don't know you yet.
I feel
It-
like
but
he
it really-
deserves.
Hey, that
really
goes against
the
the whole premonition point.
But it really did though.
I
Her
can't doubt
premonition is
him.
right.
I can't. I mean, he definitely grew up in Detroit. It's possible he rode the bus.
What?
Yeah,
Oh my
no,
god.
I mean,
he
that's a
legit.
good chance.
You know, I'm from Detroit. I helped found Motown. That's how ludicrous your story sounds.
It's not ludicrous. It's like 100% fact. I swear.
I mean,
on
it was a
everything.
lot. Like, I mean, my parents.
I swear on my
during
grandmother's grave, dude.
age,
For real.
I'm sure, like in our grandparents' age, they have a lot of stories where they were hanging out with Motown people. Like
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin was hanging out with certain people, like because this is Detroit. Like
my
people know each
dad-
other. They grow up in the
Who's
same
that?
block.
My dad said he hung
Yeah,
out
that's
with one of the.
all
I
right,
think it was one of the guys from the Whispers.
See,
So he used to hang out with him.
right down the street.
Gino claims to have rap battle.
Oh, come on, really?
Dude, he's on StockX like trading sneakers right now. Like the fucker.
Of all places, I know he's not on StockX.
Oh yeah, they bad man. They're
You
like,
know, I
"Get your
just
ass
got
off
some
our-"
news. They say you learn something every day. And honestly, and I'm probably like the only person that didn't know that, maybe in near, but I did not know Dan Gilbert owns StockX.
You didn't know that?
I saw it downtown. I'm like, why is this here? I just
Mm-hmm.
kind of got up on it because I don't know a lot about shoes. And I'm
Oh,
like,
that's bold, Dave.
I mean, he said that's what kept him afloat during Corona.
You don't even know how bold that is.
I
'cause
did.
our sponsor next month.
Shout out to you, Dan.
Oh, well, we might not be here anymore. Damn, C's.
What?
Messed everything up.
No, I'm texting people laughing at you talking about you knew Big Sean and you rap battled them on the bus. That's just ridiculous.
They was comparing reps.
We would.
I know, like, he's
He
talking-
might have a little verse
it
in
would-
one of
It would be so
these
funny.
hits out
It
here.
would be so funny that his whole career was jump started by stealing your rap book.
No, he never stole anything from me. We would just compare.
That
like,
would be a good story.
That would.
Big
What
good
I
vibe.
See,
I like
again,
that.
again, hold up.
like
now,
that
see,
story.
that's how you know I'm telling the truth.
What I said was.
Because that's how you know I'm telling the truth. Because I could have just been like, yeah, he did do that. No, he ain't do that. Man, just like, oh, bro, what was you writing in third hour? Oh, this is what I got. This is what I wrote in fifth hour.
Okay. Well,
I'm so sorry, Adrian. Did you actually have a topic you wanted to dive into?
No. He spent like 10 hours of his bullshit.
Like I
story
feel
about
like
this,
honestly, I mean, like all this shit happened outside the studio, and then we're inside the studio, and then I almost feel bad.
it is perfectly fine.
'Kay.
You know.
We just hijacked him. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I like a good laugh, so it's keeping me entertained.
Okay.
But just for the record, how old are you guys?
I am 20. No, I'm playing.
That was it.
Ring the bell.
No, I'm 36.
Dang.
36,
31.
31.
I'm 21.
Wow.
No, I'm 30.
I'm about to
Yeah.
say, like, damn.
My standard answer: I'm old enough.
Like, let me leave the room right now.
No, I'm dude, young enough to still start shit, old enough to have a really good fucking attorney on retainer.
Hey, there you go. And you are.
He is elite. Guess.
Damn. Okay, she got it to me off because I wouldn't say 30. I actually believed you when you said 21.
Yeah, when you said 21, I was like, okay, that's right on
I
the
Oh, I
actually
nose.
look
believed
30?
you. No, you look 21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You are 30 though?
Yes, I'm 30.
Jesus. Okay.
Okay.
Black don't
I
crack.
give
Man,
you.
that's
I'm
like, that's
30.
that light skin for you though.
I'm 32.
You 32?
Really?
I'll be 33.
Y'all both
next
look
month.
young as hell.
And I look old as shit.
I know, man. What the Dog,
Yes, you know.
having to listen to your
Trying to
bullshit
keep
stories
it.
probably ages me.
Because
about ages?
what had happened was,
Right.
So it's saying that age-wise, now that I have some bases here.
Yeah.
Now, even though I know you've been an old soul grandpa, I'm pretty sure
Papa Seeds.
that you didn't think the same. Your mindset transitioned over the course of the years. Even maybe what you thought about jobs, what you think about health.
Not really. I
your
was saying,
thoughts about marriage and relationships.
oh, that's
Caesar?
definitely changed. I'm like, yo, fuck it. No, for the most part, no. I'm just not as. I would say I'm more efficient, if that makes any sense. Like
In
so-
marriage?
And when,
Look,
so you
Hey,
stick
I'm
it-
more efficient.
He's officially a two-pump chump.
So you can.
It's efficient.
I'm gonna need y'all to move to this side of the room. It's about to be some chairs and equipment thrown.
Get it in and get it over with.
No, I'm gonna say like no. This as far as like because I still feel like I have my same set of ideals and the same thought process.
I'm a little afraid he's going to kick my ass after the show.
I know you should be.
his fist was balled up.
Ain't nobody be worried about. Just take his shoes off.
Oh yeah, let me call Big Sean and have him light with. No, I feel like I had the same thought process and the same way of thinking. I think I'm just more efficient because before it was just like you're young and you just out there. Like for example, like I always wanted to start a business and do those things. And before it was just I'm about to just go out there and start it as opposed to taking the time to research, look up different things, look up how to start a business, form an LLC, and all this other stuff. And so I think now I've actually taken the time to create game plans.
Okay.
So the way you do things did change. You looked at
Yeah.
it different. You took a different approach.
Okay, yeah, I took it. Okay, yeah.
You
Okay, so
evolved.
I said all that
Yeah.
to agree. Yes.
So all you had to say is, yes, I agree. Evolution.
I didn't have a Big Sean
He
story
can
to tell,
explain.
so I didn't.
He didn't have nothing to
You don't
compare.
need a Big Sean story. You're an influencer.
Don't start that shit.
Well, I definitely do feel like I've changed. Like some things, like you said, as far as like the things I've wanted and some of my goals have been the same,
Yeah.
but the way I approach them have changed over the years because I've thought different, like you said, about it, or I've did some other stuff and was like, oh, maybe I should try it this way, So
Yeah.
it does happen. Now, I was just because some people I realize don't transition, and I think you hit on that earlier, or one of you guys said something about how people they don't evolve at all. They just kind of stay the same. Like, I know we all know somebody who's still doing the same thing they were doing
Oh,
when you know them
facts.
in high school. Like,
Yeah.
when are you gonna change? When are you gonna grow up and take care of your business? But like, why do you think that happens?
I think a lot of times it's people being afraid.
Afraid
Being
to grow
afraid.
up.
Yeah, you just
Big part of it.
afraid to take that next step.
Just missing the fun.
I think
You too
Well.
cautious. Like, life is about risks. The only way you going to get to where you want to get to is if you just take a chance on it. But if you constantly sitting back on the sideline and saying, oh, no, I'm not ready to do that yet, time's going to pass you by.
I would also add to that the lack of ambition and or the lack of knowledge. because everybody has a good idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the execution
do
of
that.
that idea. No, a lot of people have good ideas. They just don't know how to execute.
Right.
Like everybody, you ask anybody, they'll say like, "I want to be rich," or they want to be successful. How to be successful? You know, like some people, like you said, are afraid of putting in the effort because the fear of failure.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are afraid of putting in the work, or just lazy, just don't want to put in the work. They
Don't
want the
wanna do it.
benefits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they want to wind their way through life.
Or they just
Then-
expect everything to happen overnight. Or
Exactly.
get all the doors just gonna open for you.
And this is why people tell you to do a business, like do
Did
something
you really
love.
have to throw that jab?
I did. This is why people say do what you love. Though.
Yeah.
And it sounds so cliche because it's like, oh, okay, put it on the back of a card. But as you start to do those things, you understand, because when you do stuff like you just want to be successful real quick, if it doesn't happen in the time frame that you tend to fall off.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it anymore.
That
Whereas if
happens
it's something
to
that you
me.
love, you stick with it longer because you're not doing it necessarily for the money.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing it for the love of it. And so that's where true success comes in at. So
And it's hard because for even, like a young black woman like myself, and I am a mom, so it's like, in the beginning when I first started my business ventures, it was seeming like, it was all good. I was, on it. But then the money wasn't coming in like in the beginning. So I have to still support not only myself, but a child as well. So it was like, I kind of like feel like, okay, I didn't want to give it up, but I had to in
Yeah.
order to
I
provide.
understand that.
So it was more like a sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it really is sometimes, some people, in some cases, and a lot of times with mothers, they tend to have to sacrifice a lot and take time later on in life to try to accomplish the goals they wanted to accomplish before, because right at that moment, what's important is making sure your child is good, making sure your bills are paid. And that's the first, because, I would love to have grinded it out. It was like, I'm out here, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And just really put that effort in there. And I don't think a lot of men really understand that either about women. Sometimes you see this success story later, or some just push through when they make other sacrifices to make it happen.
Right.
But it's like, y'all, sometimes I feel like y'all have it easy because y'all could just say, I'm going to
About
go
all the
grind
success.
out and I'll be back, take care of the little man or the little baby. And we just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? But it's different, you know what I'm saying? Especially for a real mom.
I feel like it's different, like within the last 50 years, like
Yeah.
because up until that point, like traditionally, the man was the provider. Like the man went to
Right.
go work, the woman took care of the house and whatnot. And then, social structures as far as what a woman's place was, what a man's place was, began to change. Women began to work more. Some men, stayed at home more with the children and whatnot. And so I'll agree to some extent as a man. I'll speak for all of us.
You ain't speaking for me.
Well,
Speak
no,
for yourself, player.
Maybe Big Sean will speak for you. No.
Oh, yeah. I know you
So-
representing all of the brands right now.
Yes. I will say this as a man, like I do feel like y'all have more of the burden on y'all, being the mothers and having to have a life, in that regard. But it ain't no cakewalk for us either, And I think it depends on I know my situation, because I was taking care of business.
Right.
And, and so, cause I took pride in that. Like my manhood came in the fact of knowing that I was taking care of my family was good. A lot of these, like you said, a lot of these guys are able to walk away, do their thing, and then, with the promise of coming back and all this other stuff. And
Right.
like I was actually there, like doing it. And so, I was putting my wife through college. I was putting my daughter through like the best school in the state. Well, one of the top schools in the state and stuff. So like, that was like my badge of honor, you know what I'm saying? Because not a lot of guys could say they were doing that. And so, speaking from, I guess I can speak for myself now because I was going to speak for men. Like,
Yeah, exactly, you did. 'Cause
I'm going to speak for myself.
that influence
that was how
started kicking
And
in.
you know what? Now that you say that, I do realize sometimes it is some men that do take sacrifices because sometimes they may have, football dreams, basketball dreams, whatever the case is, and have a family, and they drop out of college or don't pursue those different goals because they have to go work.
And then it's
provide.
the work too, though. Like, I mean,
Real men.
because I know for me, thank you. No, I know for me, like, because I was working. I mean, because I am an electrician, so I came from construction and whatnot. I remember I worked like 143 days straight, 10 hours.
Wow.
It was 10, 12-hour days. And so, but like I didn't complain about it. It was just like something that I felt like I had to do as a man. Like
Right.
there were days I felt sick. I went to work. There was days where I wish I could have stayed home and hung out with my friends, but I gotta go to work. And so yeah, it's right. I feel like there's sacrifices on both sides, and I think both sides. It's almost the grass is greener, right? Because from your perspective, you see some of the stuff I get to do as a man, and it's like, oh, I wish I could do that. And then it's like things that as a man, I'm like, man, I wish I could be a stay-at-home parent, be in my pajamas all day, chasing the kids.
That's
like,
the life.
Yeah, I'm out here like minus 9 degrees outside, building some building somewhere, And it's like, it sucks, but
It's definitely sacrifices on both ends, but to be able to recognize them, and that goes to show that you're a real man. I'm a real woman because we know the real. Like some people will never understand that. You know what I'm saying?
But I think that's what it comes down to is understanding. Though. I think taking the time to understand the differences, how you might have it better than other people, and showing that appreciation. I think appreciation goes a long way.
But overall, life is a struggle, and we all got to struggle at some point. But like you say, being able to see and recognize someone's struggle, to see them get to the point where they're at, in a successful position. So.
And just to even, like you said, to just recognize it and just to give that little bit of recognition. Like, you know what? You may seem like you're not doing much, but I appreciate what you're doing.
Right.
Because sometimes that little comment goes a long way.
Right.
You know
like you and Big Sean struggled on that bus? Nah, he's a big time rapper. You the CFO of Pepsi? Like man, that's the American dream right there.
It started from the bottom.
Hey, man, I'm telling you.
You're not going to let this go, are you?
No. You wish Guru was. Oh, man. Guru was here. Whew. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Y'all go ahead.
Nah, this your show.
No, I'm gonna have to.
I don't want to be accused of.
I'm gonna have to take these jabs later on in text message form.
All next week is gonna be dedicated to you and Big Sean.
Oh my goodness!
You try
and tell the truth one time. People want to take
the bond you and Big Sean created on that bus can never be broken.
So, Angel, have you had any recognizable transitions that you can remember?
Let me think.
Where you was like, you know what? Like, maybe it's for me. I know it's been guys a lot.
That's your transition as guys.
Yeah, like I just feel like I just don't feel like dealing with stuff no more.
You grew up.
Yeah,
I feel you.
It's like stuff. Like if I know from a jump you're not gonna be with that person, so why even be bothered?
I said I don't want to take over y'all show, but go ahead.
Oh no, mine's more so what I was gonna do with my life. It wasn't really like other people, but myself. Let me think. I mean, I like you were mentioning the 5 years. I did feel that, especially when I turned 25. I felt different. But now that what Dave said, the 10 years, I could really get that. Because even though I felt different, I wasn't doing nothing really different. I still didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. But now it seems like I got it all together from the outside. I'm still figuring it out, but I know where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? So my transition is just basically what my purpose is. Like, what am I doing in life? Like, I'm not here just wasting the days. There's a reason I'm here, and I'm going, and I can break them down to many goals and not waste it.
Yeah. Just try to accomplish each one.
I'm just still tripping that you're not 21. Like, that's the part that I'm like, I'm tripping off of that. Like, that is ridiculous.
I know everybody, I don't know, like most people I talk to, they have that little anxiety right before you hit like a big number, like
30 was it for me.
Yeah, 30. I think most people
30?
it's 30.
And I got here and I was like, oh my God, this is a lot better. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I hadn't completed a whole year yet, but
by 31 I said it's better.
It's kind of it was kind of miserable. You being broke, you don't know what you want to do. You keep don't nobody want to keep starting jobs and moving and this person over here got it together, but you don't want to mirror what they're doing because what they're doing is not for you. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But then you need some kind of guy, so you're confused, you lost, and then so now that I'm here, I got to party, and I mean I do a little bit of that, but I got to party. I got to fuck up basically, and it was okay. It was society's like, yeah, you're gonna do that, do it, and I did it, and felt bad and cried over it and got back up and did it again, and then now I'm like, okay, I've done that, so I don't want to do that. I don't want this. I don't want to experience that. Like, I know more, based off experience.
Yeah, experience is the lessons of life. I feel like. Yeah.
For sure.
That's how you learn. But yeah, you have that anxiety. Like 30, you like, I guess in society, especially for most people in our generation, it's like you wake up 30, you like, do I own a house? Am I married? Do I have this in the bank? Did I do this? Did I do that? And it just all hits you like, oh my God.
And a lot of people, it's vanity.
Yeah.
Got that social media, 30, you mean.
It means
Well,
you're
that's what
supposed to
I'm
have everything
You know,
together.
Your
But then
youth,
you
your
realize
energy's gone.
it's a lot of 30-year-olds that didn't have it all together.
I was gonna say this is not most people in general.
There's a
though.
lot of 40-year-olds that don't have their shit together. Let's
I
be
love how
clear.
Dave just
Raise your hand, Dave.
He can walk right in and assert himself. No, I agree with you on that. I actually social media, man,
It's the devil.
Like I think most of us in this room, like we were fortunate enough to know what life was like before social media, and so therefore we have that foundation of reality.
Right.
And I think a lot of people, especially these kids that's growing up now, social media is the reality. Like their image on social media is who they are, and they're so caught up in that.
I have those talks with my kids constantly.
And it's like, that's not real. You know what
Nope.
I'm saying? Like, I know, like, I can post whatever I want to. I can go downstairs right now and pull my keys out and stand next to the most expensive car on the street, take a picture or post it on Instagram and have a whole bunch of likes and convince people that that's me. And in reality, you know, I'm
All
not.
a facade.
Yeah, and it's like, so.
You're
it's-
taking a lift home.
Exactly.
Wait a minute, you're really
you
not
know
you're
what?
not an influencer?
Not at all. I don't
It's
really?
always
Don't
gonna be
embarrass
that
yourself.
one
Oh.
friend that's gonna comment and be like, when the fuck you get a Benz?
Yeah.
Or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the
Like,
people that know you.
yeah.
No, that's not your
Well,
friend.
you ain't got
yet.
nothing. You got
That's
$20.
not-
Yeah, that'd be the haters.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah,
your
that's
friend
not
that's
your
hating on you.
But you know what? That'll be
No, they
my
better text
friend.
you.
And you know what? I actually don't feel like it'll be her hating. It'll be her calling my ass out on my bullshit. Because
Well, she
she'd be
should
like, girl,
text you.
know.
That's yep. See,
Text you.
Yeah.
Text
It's
you.
not for the public.
I
That's
shouldn't be
why you need
fronting.
friends.
Like, look,
I
that's
shouldn't
not
be
right.
fronting either, right?
No, that's why you need friends
Yeah,
to
the
call
te-
you on your
That's
shit.
what I said. Call me out. She could say a couple things. I'd be like, oh my God, I have to just respond. But you know what I'm saying? I don't delete it or nothing because,
Yeah.
you know, like, I'm not about to fall back. Like, girl, shut the fuck up. You know?
I just noticed you had 2 drinks, by the way. Like, I'm like I'm just noticing things as the show progresses. Like, she's not 21 and she has 2 drinks.
And you notice it's dark outside, right?
That too. That,
Oh,
when that
okay,
happened.
yeah. See, look at
Yes,
you, observant.
Very dark. In the D.
Yes. It's
Well,
cold in the deep.
I've been social media free for like 2 weeks. That's not a lifetime, but that's a lifetime in this generation.
Yeah, that is a lifetime.
I was gonna say 2
Right.
weeks. You a
Props
good
to
one.
you.
And-
Like,
That was on
for real.
purpose.
I think it
Yeah,
took
but-
me about a week for me to stop picking up my phone and looking for the app. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
That's such a
just-
mature thing to do.
it's just a lot going on.
21-year-old.
Just needed to like
Digress.
21 for 9 years. I mean,
Oh.
hey.
Hey, see,
Right.
there you go. Run with it.
That's a good thing,
So
Benjamin.
yeah,
I
let me
wish.
hit about 3 months plus, and then that'll be something to talk about. Let you know how my life
I mean, but
went.
still,
I wish I could put my
but
phone
still,
down.
a couple weeks though. That's still.
I mean, because right now, social media was not my revenue. I get revenue outside. And yes, I do I build a lot of people's social media and such. But mine, personally, it was just personal. It was just something to do. And
You
I
build
was
social media for
addicted-
people?
No, well,
Oh.
like websites and apps and stuff.
Oh.
So,
you were about to get hired. You totally just missed that.
oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he was about to
Oh.
like try to.
Oh, okay.
She's 21, Dave. Like,
Dave saw the wheels turning.
I wasn't trying to make it about
So?
that. But
no, huh?
So
No, I'm just saying she's 21, so she's not gonna pick up on that as quickly as a
I
30-year-old.
know, that's. I'm here to help.
There you go, Dave. Appreciate you.
I got
Silly.
you. Sorry.
Oh, you can do the shit that I don't know how to do. Do this. Yeah.
Hey,
It's a market for it.
What'd you say? Drink your cup?
what? Well, I know. I feel like everything just got discombobulated.
Yes.
We drinking?
Has anything ever been combobulated?
That's a good question. Like,
It's
but
2020.
we
it's
have
the year
more.
of discombobulation.
We have more
2020.
organized chaos on our show.
No, it's
Organized.
unorganized.
No, it's
Slightly.
Do
there's,
you?
There's a direction to it.
Do
Is it?
you?
Yeah, not
I thought so.
Like I sat through that shit. Do you?
Thanks, Dave.
I thought
Like,
we did. I thought
Don't
it
make
was
me
more,
pull the tape.
It's still chaos. It's just organized.
This is why
Pull it on
Dave.
them.
This
Pull
is
it.
why Dave is a real friend. He calls you out on your shit.
Exactly. Tells you when you're.
That's true. You got Big Sean to call you out on your shit. I'm saying that's the gift that keeps on giving them. I love it.
Dude,
Big Sean
that's
has
a true
24
story.
hours to respond.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Big Sean, you need to respond to this.
Defend
situation.
Gino's honor.
For real.
If not, that story is
That's
sticking.
bullshit,
Because
yeah.
if Big Sean
you're
don't
going.
say
We're putting
anything,
this
it
on World
happens.
Star.
Yeah.
It happened.
Oh, yeah,
I
put this
have
on
a question, though.
TMZ shit.
I
Yes.
do have a question.
What's up?
So who would you want to play you in the biopic?
Big Sean.
I'm curious. No, but Big
Talk
Sean
about Big
got to
Sean.
play him. Why someone else play Big Sean?
Right.
That's some unorganized
That's some star
chaos
shit.
right there.
mean,
You a star.
I mean, Will Smith did it in that one movie.
Who
Which
would
one?
play you?
Well, who would play me?
Who would play you?
What movie was
Who do
that?
you want?
The one movie where he was playing like himself.
DJ
or
Academics.
himself. Wow.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Definitely a no.
Oh, that would be
Definitely
awesome.
a no.
That
I
would
hate
be.
academics.
Who doesn't?
So
who doesn't hate
trash.
academics?
No, who will play me? I don't know. Everybody always say I kind of look like Ice Cube, which I don't see that.
Like a young Forrest Whitaker.
My eye is okay.
Yeah,
He don't have the eye.
I thought his eye was always messed up.
Not that I remember.
It was fine, I think,
Forrest Whitaker.
in the beginning.
A young Forrest
You an
Whitaker.
asshole. Like that's like
I'm saying like
What? He's a great actor.
no.
Something
O'Shea
embarrassed about.
Jackson. I would have him play.
What?
Yeah. I'm light skinned. Remember?
That is such. Oh my God,
Let him
bro.
have it.
I'm not.
Just
No,
let
I'm gonna let him have it
him.
already.
Yeah.
Just
And
let
who,
him.
and who will
But you
play?
only can have
Who will
one.
play
Big
you?
Sean or light skin. You only can have one.
O'Shea Jackson.
Oh.
He light
Okay.
skinned.
Oh, Shay.
And see who will play you? The dude that played Biggie. Who's that? Gravy.
Oh, you got jokes.
I mean, come on, we want to go there.
He coming
Here,
hard.
here come the Yo Mama joke, huh?
Oh man, it's coming.
I know it's there.
It's formulating. It's like right there at the
Just
cusp.
think of Nutty Professor jokes.
Oh, it's at the cusp. That's cool. It's all good.
So
my
have you guys
biopic.
been watching basketball since it's been on? I seen the virtual
really.
fans and the.
Honestly,
Not really, honestly.
I honestly haven't really been catch. I catch the scores and stuff. But I, haven't really
I
watched
was
the game.
at I think Starters and I think somewhere I seen
I'm
a
sorry.
game plan. I'm
Is
like,
sports ball happening?
sports. Ball.
apparently,
Ooh,
but I seen
you
like
sound like
virtual
Francis.
faces in the chairs.
yeah, I seen
Yeah.
him
So I'm
doing
like,
that.
do they just zoom in and
Yeah.
they can sit in a chair? Like, who
Yeah,
the
they
fuck?
basically Skype or Zoom, and they just kind of
That's so stupid. So
Actually,
a
they
dr-
Pepsi. They got some Pepsi employees that they asked to do that. I found out about that.
Is
Like,
that something you
seriously.
initiated? As
For
far
the-
as
No,
for
it's
the
nothing that I
Pistons?
As far as your
initiated.
marketing?
No, just Pepsi employees, kind of like nationwide, in like the food service division. So the division that sells to like the hotels and the restaurants.
so
and
y'all
stuff.
just be virtually standing there.
Yeah, I mean, you zoom in and watch the game,
that
and
sounds so lame to me right now.
I mean, I wouldn't do it because I'm like,
oh, so
I
you
fall-
can zoom in on your
Or you need to get your
phone.
employees to do it.
So you,
I could.
it's like
So-
watching a drone. Like you could just, it doesn't.
I guess it's like
stuff.
I guess it's just like yeah, like you sit in front of your laptop or whatnot, you watch the game.
it's
and
So it's no
Difference for
different
the
than watching it
TV.
on TV.
I mean, but the problem is if you at the game, I mean, you can't fall asleep, you can't get up and go get nothing.
Oh, okay. So you stuck to your chair until
I would think so.
halftime and-
Like, I mean, if I'm
So
at
it's
home,
better than going to the game.
No, you don't want to be at
you
the
can
game.
smoke, you can
Yeah,
do
exactly.
everything.
Well, I was gonna say
right in the
they probably gonna block you out if they see that.
Oh wow!
I just
okay,
would assume
smoke
so.
virtually smoke.
I just
It's
assume.
an e-cig. I think that's okay.
Puff puff basketball.
There you go. No, me personally,
Exactly.
I can't go to a game and I can't do the virtual thing because I'm liable to
yeah.
fall asleep.
That just seems awkward. Like that's something a kid would do.
Yeah.
You know, just sit there and watch that because that's just stupid.
No, I like what I did see was I think it was one of the baseball games. They had like stuffed animals in the crowd. I was like, that's different. I can get.
I'm
with
sorry,
that.
Korean soccer, where they put the sex dolls in the stands.
Oh wow.
Oh wow!
That
Are
was
they
amazing.
performing
That's
sex
great.
acts?
No,
Okay.
it was like they
should
they
have.
literally just put sex dolls in the stands. That was their whole thing.
So
Did
now
they-
we
did
now
they
we know where they
clothe
get a lot
them?
of their economy from.
Were they topless?
They were just sitting there, naked sex dolls.
With open
yeah.
mouths, holes in their mouths.
Why do
and
sex
shit.
dolls always look surprised? Like that's always been my hope. Like why? Oh,
They
why?
they didn't know. It
So
was,
why they just can't do like a social? This is like only pack have like every other chair somebody can sit, and if it's a group of family, y'all can sit together like at the restaurants.
Maybe the players are too valuable to chance it.
They all the way in the stands,
Closed, everybody coughing from their seats.
all the way down.
But I
to
think the other thing would be
I'm gonna make sure this hit.
how much would you charge for a ticket for that?
It better be lawn seat prices.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Well, no.
though.
So have you seen the concerts that they're doing in the UK?
Oh yeah, they do
Where
them on the
like it's
screen
all
and-
like little pods,
Yeah.
and it's like they're on stilts, the little like stadiums, like the little closet stadiums, and like with like 2 or 3 seats tops, and they're all social distance. Why even bother? Like
Exactly.
what do you have to charge? And to your point, like what do you
Right.
have to charge to make that fiscally viable?
So I'm trying to figure out what are these artists going to do. Are they just gonna drop albums and go back to the old school where you just picking up listening to the
got-
music?
We got Mothra in here.
Oh, that's better than that. We had a wasp on our show last week.
Oh wow!
Dave killed it.
Was it?
Quite the insect collection in here.
Thanks, Dave.
It's that color.
Dave,
Apparently-
you're my hero.
Apparently, I'm the dad for all the shows. Like that's how that works.
The Godfather.
Dave, you are
But actually-
you're the elder white man in the
I mean,
crew.
hey,
so.
if
The only white man on the group.
there are 2 people in the studio that I'm okay with calling me daddy. You 2 are not one of them.
Definitely might be him, but won't be me.
Ditto.
Yeah.
About might be him, but it won't be.
Won't be me.
Ditto.
Now, wow.
On that note, though, on that note, I got to get to work, so I will.
And it's not. You
bid
right
adieu.
on point.
We are.
It's
We're at about 10 o'clock, yeah.
9:59.
I know. I got to get there at 10:30.
Oh, you was looking at your phone.
I was. I got to get there at 10:30.
You supposed to let it
You actually
seem
work?
like you was actually like.
Okay, so I have to be at work. No,
Oh,
whether
there
or
we
not I
go.
work when I'm there, that's
Yeah,
something
we
totally
know.
different.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we appreciate
Shout out to J-Nut.
your presence here, Mr.
Thank you.
Caesar.
Thank you. No, we'll definitely be in touch. I'm going to definitely need your information because
Alright.
I need some social media stuff.
Gotcha.
Oh,
He's
you
an
need
influencer, so
Get the fuck. Okay,
All
I'm done with that shit.
right.
yeah.
You influenced Big Sean to become the
Caesar
rapper he
out.
was. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye, Big Sean.
Get the fuck out.
Get out of here. I see how
Oh my goodness. See ya. Well, anywho, that was a transition. Caesar transitioned out the door.
Kicked his ass out.
And all under an hour. So well, anywho, that is, I mean, I appreciated you guys here. It was really fun.
Oh yeah, it was great being here.
I'm glad that worked out.
Yes, me too. And I look forward to, blessing y'all show next week.
Yeah, next Thursday, Sneaker Box. Yeah,
Sneaker
we-
box.
No, no,
Not
we-
speakers.
No, not speaker. We gonna be coming through the speakers, but no, we look forward to it.
Yeah, it should be fun. I appreciate it. Appreciate being able to be a guest.
I appreciate being able to be a guest. It's my first time guesting somebody else's podcast.
Really? Thank you. It's just another little Thirsty Thursday here on
That's
the Be
right.
Life, PodcastDetroit.com. And once again, I'm Nakia, and this is
Angel.
and Mr.
Gino.
Gino from the Sneaker Box Show. Right here on Podcast Detroit. We'll catch you next week. Oh, wait. Caesar's out there waving to... See you.
Just flip 'em off.
I did.
He did. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace and love. Thank you.